So Sunday night football is usually a pretty big deal. And yesterday's was the first one of the 2020 season for the NFL. And the ratings are down. There's good reasons for that. And we're going to go over them. They're not the only sport with this problem, though. The NBA is actually in the middle of the playoffs right now, and their ratings are really tanking big time. Sports is all around kind of tanking, and there's a lot of reasons for that, mostly because they've all gone woke. And unsurprisingly, once you do that, you always go broke. No one's ever managed to break that trend, and I'm sorry, NFL football, you're not too big to fail when it comes to this. So they've got a lot of ratings going down, and that's because they're choosing to put politics all over their sport. I mean, look at some of this messaging that they're sending out. Colts executives just sent a powerful message about privilege. Who wants to hear rich millionaires, in fact, in some cases, billionaires, tell you about privilege? I mean, do they not really understand how stupid that sounds? Do they not really get that? I'm really blown away by the stupidity of these people and how they're willing to just run their brands into the ground. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to hear that. And there's nobody in the world that's going to think that Oprah is more privileged or more oppressed than some dude who's digging around in a trash can for pop cans to take back to a store for a deposit. What is wrong with these people? I just don't think that they get how stupid they sound to people. In fact, I mean, listen, nobody wants to come home from a hard day's work. Okay, you're working how many hours a day? Barely getting by. All right? And you got family you're thinking about, okay, well, I want to watch sports. I want to watch some football and really unwind. And then you're getting fingers wagged in your face and told that you're privileged and stuff like that. You know what people are going to do? They're going to turn the channel, or they're going to just turn the TV off. I think a lot of people have learned over the past couple of months how to live without entertainment. More and more people are turning the TVs off. And that's like the opposite of what you thought people would be doing. But as time has been going on during this coof season where people have been locked away and they can't go out, like this would be the perfect time to push like whatever shows you wanted, and people still aren't sitting around for them, even with nothing new. You know, you give them something new and then you give them this. They choose not to watch it. And I think that says a lot, especially with the NFL. The NFL is the biggest sports brand in America. Okay, not soccer. A lot of people think soccer. I'm talking about the National Football League. So this is American football for my overseas subs. But it doesn't stop here. There was more going on. You've got the Saints promising season-long politics. In fact, there was another article as the same story here, but the title was The Saints, New Orleans Saints Promise Not to Stick to Football. Good job. You keep that up. We'll see. I'm looking forward to reporting on the ratings for the NFL going into the toilet throughout the season. And you got a bunch of teams sitting in the locker room, of course, doing a lot of the stuff that's been turning people off for the past couple of years. And what was funny about that, what made this even more humorous, is you had Kaepernick coming out and saying, hey, like he's blasting them, calling all this propaganda. Like this is like he's not even in on this. Then this dude, I don't even want to get into him, but I thought that was quite humorous. And then you got Wall Street Journal even putting out articles. NFL chooses to run with political football this NFL season. I will partake in peaceful protesting by turning off my TV during the games. And I think that really sums up how people feel. More and more people are turning away from sports. I mean, it's not just the NFL. You see the NBA's ratings are down like by 28% compared to last year. It's a big number. It's a really big number. And now it's carrying over into football. And football is the biggest sport in America. So I just think that this should be really eye-opening. Daily Mail captured some pretty good tweets here. I want to start with this one. Hashtag NFL is a total S show. with their crossing over into politics and social justice. Nobody wants to see that stuff. Hashtag Roger Goodell, and your ratings will soon prove that exactly to be true. Dumb. Then they blurred that word out there, but it's horses behind. And then we have another one right here. And racism is written at an hashtag NHL end zone. WTF is the scenario where a racist sees that and addresses his issues. That's just the laziest performative BS. And you got another person sharing how they feel about the Ravens. I think those tweets sum up the way a lot of people feel. And as you're seeing right now in real time, the ratings back it all up. Now, let's go back to this original report about the ratings, and after you've had a little bit of context, let's take a look at what happened for the debut of Sunday Night Football with the Cowboys. Okay, the Cowboys are probably one of the bigger brands in American football. They're America's team, people like to call them, and they usually do pretty good when it comes to ratings. However, it looks like a lot of people said, we don't care, and tuned out. So let's take a look at this. Even with the usual ratings gold of Jerry Jones' team on the field, the NFL and the NBC didn't get that win, at least not in the early numbers, despite two teams with big national followings. Sunday Night Football snared a 4.7 in early ratings among adults 18 through 49 and 14.81 million viewers last night. In numbers certain to change, that's a fall of 28% in the demo and a hard decline of 23% in sets of eyeballs from the early numbers of the September 8th, 2019 Sunday Night Football season debut. So they point out here also that they still don't have West Coast numbers, and those are kind of important when you have a team from the Los Angeles market in the mix. This result is going to be a hard pill for the NFL and NBC to swallow. So here's the interesting thing. This could change and they could still come up once you get the Western numbers. However, they could also go down. And when you look at everything as a whole, when it comes to sports ratings right now, especially with the NBA, the MLB, I think hockey's actually doing okay because they're not getting political. You're going to see more. You're probably going to see these numbers fall down even more. So I wonder how this is going to change tomorrow. Is it going to be, it could end up being worse. It could end up being 30% something in the 30s, which would be horrible. To add further context, last season's opener, a 33 against 3 pummeling of the Pittsburgh Steelers by then reigning Super Bowl champs, the New England Patriots, went on to pull an audience of 22.2 million on NBC, which was pretty much even with Sunday Night Football's 2018 season premiere, with 2019 figures inched up to 22.7 million when digital platform viewing was added in. At this point, last night's Sunday Night Football is down nearly 10% in both the key demo and in viewers from the early results of the Kansas City Chiefs win over the Houston Texans in the league season opener Thursday night. And that's another good point. Last Thursday, they were down again, and they booed because they actually had fans in the stands. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So, this is pretty bad. This is really bad for the NFL. This is supposed to be the big moneymaker when it comes to sports in North America, or at least in the United States. And their ratings are crumbling across the board. I really wonder how this is going to go for the rest of the season, because they were down 10% Thursday. They're down 28-something% on Sunday. Today's Monday Night Football. How will ratings be today? Because I'm going to tell you what. They're going to keep this up all season. And you're going to see more and more people turn off their television sets for this. People aren't interested in this shit. And I don't see why this is so hard for these people to understand. I don't understand why this is such a crazy concept that when people want to be entertained, that's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking to be entertained. They don't want a finger wagged in their face. They don't want to be told that they're privileged when they're struggling to make ends meet right now, especially right now. where there's so many unemployed and people are struggling just to live, you're going to wag a finger in their face and tell them that they're privileged? Good luck with that. You see how it's working out for the NBA. How do you think it's going to work out here? My guess, probably not very good. Though you want to keep going with it? Give it a shot. I'm looking forward to reporting on your ratings collapse every week. And it's going to happen. Anyway, I'll be looking for those Monday Night Football numbers. Won't it be interesting if it continues on a downward trend? That's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the matter. Also, if you would, like and share the video. If you want to do anything to help me out, sharing the video will do a lot. Also, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.